Hello there and welcome back. Grab a snack and join me on the couch as we explore more lore of Ark Raiders, especially the collapse and the Exodus. So the one of the most interesting time spots in the Ark Raiders timeline. It's before everything we know, before the raids, before Toledo, before Ark. It's the time of the collapse and Exodus. The only thing we can see remaining from the collapse are the flooded wastes and the overgrown ruins we all know during the raids. The collapse was generations ago. I think about 150 years ago. I explained that before. It happened because of floods, fires, and earthquakes, which is very interesting. Because if you thought like the collapse was just global warming gone wild, I don't think so. Floods, okay, fires, maybe. Earthquakes, I don't think humans have that power to create earthquakes, at least not with global warming. So something else happened, but we don't know what. But that is what makes the collapse so interesting. I also think the collapse happened kind of before our time, like our real world time, before 2026, because like the tech we find is very analog, very 80s, 90s, but they also have like big rockets, so it's kind of an alternative timeline, I would say. Yeah, but after the collapse, only like scattered societies remains, like Toledo, like people in bunkers, like in Bluegate, for example, if there is something behind the big door. But only like small societies, because big society just crumbled during that time. And afterwards, everything decayed, obviously, and now there's not much left. What's interesting is that not much is known of that time, because like most of the evidence, most of what remains is like has been destroyed or lost. Let's say they had hard drives, even analog ones, they wouldn't have survived that long. So people only guess what happened or how was the old world like. They just don't know. For them, normal life is a raiding, chilling in Toledo, talking to that weird android guy who somehow is the most advanced robot I've ever seen, but also like everything is analog. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, but the Rust Bowl, where everything takes place now, the shifting sand dunes like we see in Buried City, they all covered everything, like the port city of Murano, for example. Is Buried City Murano? I don't know. That would be interesting to know. But that's why everything is like buried in sand. So if you dig up the sand, you could find old tech, like you can find in some of the radio locations. But the collapse destroyed everything. Yeah, but what's more interesting, in my opinion, than the collapse is the Exodus, because the Exodus happened during that time as well. But if you guys know Spaceport, all the tech, all the rockets, or Stella Montes, even more advanced technology with rovers, seed vaults, the archive for art and culture, that was the Exodus. When the world collapsed, some survivors, we don't know, rich people, talented people, scientists, were they chosen by lottery system? We don't know how many. But they managed to escape the destruction into outer space. They boarded their rocket ships. They built the space station up in space, as we can see in some posters in Buried City and Spaceport and Stella Montes, like a big space station. Like if you've seen the movie The Martian, that spaceship kind of looks like that. But I would think it's bigger, because I don't think they left with like 10 people. I think they left with like hundreds at least. But all speculation. But what we do know is that they escaped, but not much else is known. How they managed to achieve that, and what technology they used. But we can rate some of the remaining technology because it's very advanced. But we can't replicate it, so we can't leave Earth. Yeah, but that is also mostly because Ark just keeps spawning up on top, so you wouldn't have time to build those things. Yeah, but what is one of the biggest thing remaining from the Exodus are the launch towers. You can see them all the time in Spaceport from miles away. Every map, except Stella Montes, I think, has like a road sign saying Spaceport this direction. So it was like the centerpiece of the Rust Belt area. It's kind of funny. But that monument is the proof and a fable of the Exodus. Yeah, but the spaceport also marks the end of what must have been an era of unimaginable technological progress, and an era nearly impossible to picture for those who gaze upon the towers today, like us. Yeah, we fight for our little scrums of dirt and technology, and they just escaped into space, and maybe they control the Ark. We don't know. It's a leading theory that the survivors are building the Ark to destroy the remaining people on Earth and then come back and reclaim everything now that everything has been cleansed. I don't know, after the collapse. The collapse is over. It's kind of safe now. Yeah, we have sandstorms, we have a cold snap, but it's kind of safe. Yeah, if Ark would ever leave, we could all have fun time together again. But yeah, that is a story for another time, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.